They got displaced from the Cole Crescent. Now they all have to leave their Golden Hawks. It's costs $180,000 to keep these folks. Hello folks, welcome back to Excursions with Pat, bringing you the latest Miramichi update. We'll be covering two stories today. One of them is the top of the story that's going to be affecting a lot of people tomorrow before 4 o'clock. Yes, the Cole Crescent residents that were displaced on July 17th, Friday. They were forced out of their home after an emergency support crew that told them that they can't stay there no more. And the other intense heat that affected Miramichi today. It was a hot spot in Canada today. But thank you all for coming in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. If you like to hear the latest Miramichi updates and excursions that I will be doing soon. But thanks again. Let's get down to our first story of the night. Well, it was definitely a hot one here in Miramichi. I hope you kept cool. I hope you drink lots of fluids. I hope you kept a dog in the house, not tied up outside. Well, today, New Brunswick Weather Network posted, "Congrats, Miramichi. You are just about the hottest place in Canada. You are getting closer to 100 Fahrenheit. How is it in your neighborhood?" It was hot. It was hot as you know, but I kept cool. I was in air conditioning most of the day, drank lots of fluids. Hot spot in New Brunswick, 33.69, 92.5 Fahrenheit in Miramichi. Cold spot in New Brunswick, 19.1, 60.4 Fahrenheit in Miscou Island. Hot spot in Canada, 33.7, 92.7 Fahrenheit, Mala Falls, Nova Scotia. So we were one of the hottest spots in Canada. And you know what? We felt it felt like a convection oven. So tomorrow, I'm pretty sure tomorrow is going to be another hot day. So again, keep your air conditioning going. Make sure you drink lots of fluids because I don't want to see anybody passing out. All right, so enough of that hot stuff. So we're off to our next story. It's about the Cole Crescent residents that's going to be displaced tomorrow. They got displaced from the Cole Crescent. Now they all have to leave their Golden Hawk, the City of Miramichi. It's been 3 weeks. It's cost $180,000 to keep these folks fed, clothed, and with a roof over their head. But before we carry on with the announcement that was put on today, August 6th today. So I'm going to show you a video that I posted a little earlier. It's the July 21st meeting. So I'm just going to play it over. You guys might have heard it already, but we're just going to play it again.
So on July 17th, the Miramichi Fire Department issued a no occupancy order for 15 Cole Crescent because of life safety concerns. As a result, a number of residents were displaced from their homes with very little notice. Many of those residents are particularly vulnerable and have complex health, social, financial, and housing needs. The immediate priority was to make sure that no one was left without a safe place to stay. The decision to issue a no occupancy order is never taken lightly. The fire department's primary responsibility is to protect life and to ensure public safety, and in this case, they were faced with a very difficult situation involving residents who were suddenly displaced from their homes. They understood that behind the safety concerns were real people who were being asked to leave their homes, many of whom were already facing significant challenges. However, the situation will now begin to change. What started as an emergency response will become a longer-term housing issue. Based on the information available to us, it is unlikely that residents will be able to return to 15 Cole Crescent in the very near future. Our recommendation tonight is to continue operating the emergency shelter at the Golden Hawk Recreation Center until August 7th. We are recommending that we provide a reasonable period of continued support while the transition to longer-term housing is completed. The estimated cost of operating the shelter is approximately $60,000 per week, and the requested extension would bring the estimated municipal cost to approximately $180,000.
All right, so you heard it there. I just want to play a little bit of what happened on the July 21st meeting. As you know, July 17th is when all the residents got displaced from the Cole Crescent building. July 21st is when they had the meeting to house these residents until August 7th, which is tomorrow at 4 p.m. After that, I'm not sure what's going to happen after that. So obviously the 3 weeks that went by, it was anonymously to keep all these guys and everybody housed and fed for the next 3 weeks. So tomorrow is the last day. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with the rest of the folks. I know a lot of them did find homes. But now I'm going to read the reports on today's announcement, August 6th. All right, so this was posted today. City of Miramichi notice. Temporary emergency shelter closing August 7th. The City of Miramichi advised that the temporary emergency shelter established in response to the evacuation of 15 Cole Crescent will officially close on Friday, August 7th at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Over the past 3 weeks, an incredible community effort has helped many displaced residents transition into more stable housing. We extend our sincere thanks to the organization, agency, staff, city staff, volunteers, community partners who came together to support those affected. Greg Sargent reflected on the community response. So he says, this response demonstrated what our community is capable of when organizations work together with a shared purpose. While we celebrate the many residents who have successfully transitioned into housing, we also recognize that affordability housing remains a significant challenge in Miramichi. This experience reinforces the need for continued collaboration and long-term solutions. So you heard it from Greg and the city of staff. So tomorrow, 4 o'clock tomorrow, the people that did find homes, that's great. I've heard a few people found homes behind the Shoppers Drug Mart here in Douglastown, and a few other places. A few family members took some of their family members in as well. But the rest of them, I'm not really sure what's going to happen to them. But if you guys do want to help out, reach out to, I think it's Miramichi Housing that helps out. If you want to contact the city clerk or one of the city councilors, if you're willing to take somebody in for a while until they find a home that they can put their head on. I mean, it's still warm out, so even if somebody had the tent out for a little while, should be okay. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe somebody needs a tent. Stay at a campground for a little while. Maybe somebody has a camper that one of these folks can sleep in until they find something, until there's apartments or somewhere they can rent until then. So it's a hard situation. It's really tough. But let's hear about the community voices and see what some people has to say about this situation. All right, so here's one comment I found online about the displacement of people. As crappy as situations as they are in currently, trying to scramble to find housing, the public cannot afford to fund housing them when everyone has had their costs of living go through the roof. I'm happy to help community where I can, but to ask the taxpayers of the city to fund their housing during a genuine cost of living crisis for all is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, that really, I mean, the reason why things are so unaffordable, maybe you should ask the federal government. Who's running the country right now? Who's in charge of all of us? I mean, the provincial government gets federal funding, but it really comes down to who's running this country. So that's another situation. Maybe you can reach out to federal government to help out these poor folks. All right, so we'll get down to another comment here. All right, here's another comment. As a senior, this could be any of us. The rent is ridiculous in a town with 4 stores to shop at. Not many restaurants, too. Maybe 3 half-decent motels charging rent that you would find in a city with all that and more. So yeah, getting back to the seniors, it's really tough for the seniors. They're only on a fixed income, so there's not a lot of extra money that's coming in for them. All right, so I'll read another comment here. Wanda, affordable housing isn't available anywhere now. It's insane. So yeah, a lot of the affordable homes that were available, they're all taken up. And there's a lot of people have moved into the area. The more people you got moving into a town, I mean, they can't build houses fast enough to house everybody. So that's a big issue, not just here, all of Canada, bringing everybody in, but there's just not enough homes. We need to build faster homes. Maybe even bunk up with your buddy, but Canada's in a tough spot right now. So we'll read one more comment. What is the excuse the landlord is giving to put them on the street? Well, it's true. Landlord he was getting paid, but now he's not getting nothing. Now he's going to lose everything. He's going to lose the building. Maybe, I don't know. You can blame the landlord, you can blame the city, you can blame whoever. But the bottom line is people are in trouble right now. They need help. If you guys are willing to help, reach out to the Miramichi Housing, reach out to the city councilor, see who else needs. For one, I don't even know how many people that are still needs a home. I don't know. I know there was 46 residents. I don't know how many people found homes. None of that information is out right now. So maybe the city should say who they are. Maybe not say who they are, say how many people that are left. So if anybody wanted to help, they can help. So, but the only way to help, contact a city councilor or Miramichi Housing and see if you're willing to help, reach out to them. So that'd be great. So getting back to help, before I got home, talking about how people help each other, I was over at Shoppers Drug Mart. There was a car accident. There was this 80-year-old man, and what happened to him was, I was wondering what was going on, but what happened was I was coming from, say, McDonald's way. I was coming down just past Shoppers Drug Mart, and that 4-way stop there. I'm not sure what happened. He ended up hitting that telephone pole straight on. And when I drove past him, he was down on one knee, 80-year-old man. Maybe might even been older than that. I don't know why he was driving, but you know those old lads. But there was 8 people. At least I counted 8 people sitting there helping him. So talking about a community helping each other, it's amazing. And then when I got home, I heard a fire truck, I heard ambulance, I heard police department. So it's great to know when somebody needs help, people are there to help. So hopefully the residents of Miramichi can help out the rest of the unhoused or homeless people that are still looking for homes. So I hope somebody out there can help. But if you guys are interested in reading the whole article, just head over to City of Miramichi. It explains this August 6th temporary emergency shelter to close following coordinated community response. So for immediate release, Miramichi, New Brunswick, August 6th, City of Miramichi advised that the temporary emergency shelter established to support residents displaced following the non-occupancy order issued for 15 Cole Crescent will close on Friday, August 7th. So you can read the rest of the article down here. It's even in French if you want to read it in French. So yeah, you can head over to City of Miramichi, check out the rest of the article. So I hope this helps out a little bit. Just want to get some information out about the situation at Cole Crescent. But yeah, if you guys can help, that'd be great. One more thing I like to mention, I heard today too that there's a fence around Harkins Academy. So if you're looking to see Harkins Academy for the last time, you better head over there very shortly, because as it stands right now, there's a fence around Harkins Academy for demolition. So they could be starting tomorrow. They could be starting in a few days. Could be a week. Could be 2 weeks. I'm not sure when. It totally depends on the contractor who got it. They got to bring all their equipment right there. So as far as I know, there's a fence around. So if you want to see Harkins Academy, you better head over there pretty quickly. But anyway, thanks for everybody for coming in here with Excursions with Pat. If you like this kind of content, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and share the feed. And share your thoughts down in the comment. How do you feel about the residents and a lot of them not having a home already? But yeah, it's a sad day. It's going to be sadder tomorrow. But thanks for coming in. I'm Pat from Excursions with Pat. That's Miramichi's update today. Till next time, take care.